So technically, the people that we know, like Josuke, Jotaro, Oki, all of them, aren't the original Josuke, Jotaro, and the original timeline. What he's basically saying is, oh my God. Greetings, my empire. Dre's here back with another video, and today we finna watch the Bites the Dust Paradox. You feel me? Now listen. So, one of y'all sent this video to me on Discord. Now, y'all know lately I've been all about JoJo. You feel what I'm saying? Last video we did, I finally learned what King Crimson actually does. It's crazy because I watched part 6. I watched it, and that whole part, I mean part 5. I watched part 5, and I didn't know what King Crimson did. Am I dumb? Like, I had to have somebody explain to me what the stand did, even though I watched the part. I might be dumb. But y'all ain't know what it did either. So, like, you know what I'm saying? And don't lie. You did not know what King Crimson did. Don't lie. Feel me? But today, we watching the Bites the Dust Paradox. Now, I don't know if this video is an explanation on what Bites the Dust does. Bro in Discord said there's like a big reveal in this video. But I know what Bites the Dust do. Like, I know what it does. I know what it does, bro. You know what I'm saying? It rewinds time. Then he plants it in Hayato. Then anybody who's trying to find out his identity gets blown up. Then time gets rewinded again. But even though they get, like, it rewinds, the people who got blown up while it was activated still gets blown up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. Anyway, before we get into it, you already know I would actually hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. You already know, helps me out, helps the channel grow. I appreciate the support. And without further ado, get in here, bro. Let's see what it's talking about. Let's see.
Killer Queen's third bomb bites the dust. This bomb is a mini Killer Queen that hides in the body of whomever it's planted on.
Yeah.
Killer Queen acts purely off of the will of Kira and shows that when the bomb is activated.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Let me make sure. Yeah, see, the quality was a little, you know what I'm saying? Just run it back.
Killer Queen's third bomb bites the dust. This bomb is a mini Killer Queen that hides in the body of whomever it's planted on. Killer Queen acts purely off of the will of Kira and shows that when the bomb is activated.
Yeah.
This bomb activates when the
it's a
identity
stand,
of
of
Kira
course.
is revealed in any way possible or is in jeopardy, unless it's done by himself. Bites the Dust can blow up multiple people at a time, but it will not detonate on the person it was planted on.
Shit was crazy, bro. It blew up everybody. Like, if he would have got that thing, if Josuke didn't pull up, it would have been the end. Like, he actually, it was so close to ending it, bro.
After killing someone, Bites the Dust rewinds time around 1 hour since the kill. Rewinding time, hold on to that for now. Now, Bites the Dust doesn't harm the person it was planted on in any way. Well, if you're excluding mental harm, then yeah, it doesn't harm the person at all. Bites the Dust also protects the carrier due to Killer Queen being bound to
I forgot. Yeah, it does
protect the carrier from outside
even
forces,
physical damage,
themselves, and even Kira. Bites the Dust is an independent ability, and the only person that fully remembers the time loop and is aware of it all is the carrier.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's Hayato. So Hayato is supposed to be stuck in a temporal loop until he makes the changes to free himself. That's why he's so ecstatic when he finally breaks Bites the Dust, because it seems like an unbreakable fate. Now, here's the problem that lies in Bites the Dust and the concept of temporal looping.
Okay.
You can't rewind time. And I mean, well, from reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as a whole, there's a lot of things you can't do. And, well, this is a theory.
Easy. I mean, of course, in real life you can't rewind time, but what does he mean? Like, I don't know.
You can't rewind time and change it to continue on with your timeline. So let's revisit the first time we see Bites the Dust activate. Here, the only person that meets their fate to Bites the Dust is Rohan. Immediately then, Dust activates and the true ability of turning back time is now shown. The second time Dust activates, Rohan dies and then the Dwayne gang dies too. Then the temporal loop activates again. There was believed to be the then the temporal loop activates. Rohan dies and then the Dwayne gang dies.
Wait, is that them? Like Josuke or Okuyasu? They call the Dwayne gang? I ain't know. Where did that come from? Did they say it in the show, or is that just like the fan thing that they call them? The Dwayne gang.
Then the temporal loop activates again. There was believed to be the first Dust though. One that we hadn't seen purely because of how Rohan met his fate for the first time. There was also Kira's awareness being taken note of. He says that there is 4 times that the morning has been repeated. The first time was when Hayato had died and was brought back to life. The second time is where Rohan
was in the shower,
finding out Kira's identity in a different way, and then he died. Then the third time when Rohan reads over what's happening in that instance and finds Hayato's face, and then kaboom. And then there was the 4th time where, along with Rohan going kaboom, the Dwayne gang goes kaboom. 4 different activations with close to the same, but 4 different
I don't know why,
outcomes. Now, there are similarities to each of those activations, the things that were believed to be fate when it came to the case. Before I break this in, I'm going to introduce you guys to the Grandfather Paradox. Grandfather Paradox, viewers, Grandfather Paradox.
What type of explanation was that? Where's my gun? What? He ain't say shit.
Now, say that there's a grandfather. He has a son, and then that father has a son. The grandson travels back in time and kills the grandfather, therefore never creating the first father. Now, if you're saying, oh, but wait, shouldn't the person who went back in time disappear then? Well, no, his existence is still very much real. His existence just originates from a different reality. The timeline he created now by killing the grandfather is now different from the original timeline because that's a timeline where the grandson actually exists.
I know what
time
he's saying.
Time itself is not meant to be rewound. If anything, if we were to go back in time, then it would only be from a visual standpoint because you can't mess up anything in the past.
I know what he's saying.
We would just view time.
He's basically saying you can't go back in time. What you're doing is you're just basically making a new timeline. Like, this is the timeline where this person lives. Then you go back in time. Then you kill that person. That's a brand new timeline. Yeah. I think I know what you're
like how Moody Blues works. Oh wait, you guys probably are not that since you guys are watching Bites the Dust thing. All right. Being able to do so is just odd and inconceivable. Well, depending on the person. So let's create a timeline example with what we had just been shown. So, you first have the moment where Kira is confronting Hayato on his whereabouts during Kira's kill of the couple. He had seen Hayato running away, so he thinks it actually might have to be that time where he actually ends up killing Hayato. Hayato actually stands up to Kira and gives him the talking of a lifetime. Or well, the talking of his lifetime because he ends up just blowing him up from the inside. So Hayato is dead and Kira begins to freak out. Kira gets pierced by the arrow a second time because the gravity of the arrow. I still don't know if this is Requiem or not. Instance of something, he acquires Bites of Dust and rewinds time itself. He rewound time to the point of where he takes the place of Kira in that instance after confronting Hayato. You can tell that he wasn't even sure about what he did, but it was actually the decision of the Kira then and not the Kira that went back. Somehow those two became one, or there's a rewrite effect where the Kira of that timeline just goes poof and disappears while the Kira of our timeline takes over the scene. Now, with every activation of Bites the Dust, there's a new timeline being created. The new timeline being created holds the similarities of the original timelines that Bites the Dust has affected. The transition into the new timelines will follow through with the similarities unless something is made different from the get-go. That's the reason why the 4th morning wasn't successful. You have breakfast, the teapot, the phone call, and Heaven's Door taking effect on Hayato. Hayato had nipped it at the bud, so the last trace of fate did not follow through. The last trace being a huge part of whether Bites the Dust was going to be successful in the future or not. With every different option being chosen, a new different timeline is created. The teapot breaks, the teapot is caught, but breaks, the teapot is fine, but breaks and spills on Kira. They were all separate timelines, and it begs the question, what happens with the original timelines? Well, remember the grandson on how he still exists, but the reason why he exists is because it's in a different timeline? Imagine that every time Killer Queen rewinds time, Kira is being picked up and dropped into a different timeline 1 hour before the activation of Bites the Dust. So here's the timelines, and this is the hour before, and this is Kira activating Bites the Dust.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's rewinding time, but him rewinding time transitions him into a different time. Now, for the timeline where certain people die, those people are just dead in those timelines. That's finito.
Wait! Hold on! So what he's basically explaining is, so technically the people that we know, like Josuke, Jotaro, Oki, all of them, aren't the original Josuke, Jotaro, like, and the original timeline. What he's basically saying is, oh my God, this ain't our Jotaro. That's actually crazy to think about. Cause I thought when he did that, it rewinded time, like in the same timeline. But what he's saying is no, every time he rewinds time, he's going to a new timeline. And then those timelines, whatever happened when Rohan blew up and everybody blew up, it happened. Wow. So everybody that we know from part 6, you know, Jolene, that's not, well, Jolene didn't, was Jolene born? I think she was born. But basically everybody that we knew ain't the ones that we knew, like ain't the original timeline one. These are in whichever timeline there's for, so I guess the 4th timeline. Wow. So the Jotaro in part 6 ain't the original God. He's a different timeline of God. Hold on. This video just fucked me up.
That's the reason why Bites the Dust was invincible when nothing significant is being done about the timeline. Number 1 is now a universe without Hayato and Kira because Hayato was killed, and Kira because he goes back in time.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a universe without Kira, Hayato, and Rohan because that Hayato is being moved with Kira and Rohan is just dead. Number 3 is now without Kira, Rohan, and the Dwayne gang because Rohan and friends die and Kira and Hayato move to the last timeline. Why are
they putting Jotaro in the Dwayne? Like, Jotaro ain't a part of it. Like, he got, like, he above that. If anything, he a part of the Stardust. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Which will now be known as the main one, even though the main one is now a thing of the past. The last timeline will now be excluding Kira because he was the one to meet his fate and doesn't use Bites the Dust successfully.
Yeah.
Bites the Dust is a timeline jumper. It virtually is invincible when it's in that light. Kira had won in the timelines where he was able to use Bites the Dust in succession. He may have not killed everyone, but he did escape from those threats in those timelines. So how exactly...
Wouldn't there be a 5th timeline though? Because when he got hit by the ambulance, he did use Bites the Dust successfully, but it was the... So did the ghost girl cancel out that Bites the Dust? I think it did. I think it just canceled it out.
You screw everything when you become virtually invincible? You get cocky. The main trend with Kira Yoshikage. I went over the personality in Kira Yoshikage in a different video, and that could be found in the card on the top right corner. But the main thing with Kira Yoshikage is that he has a huge trend of screwing up everything and exposing himself to the world when he is given such power. And, well...
He was on time, but it was like...
But I think the correct term would be opportunity. I think we can both agree that if it was luck, then it would have remained on his side throughout all of Diamond is Unbreakable. But no matter what, we get the developed cocky killer known as Kira Yoshikage.
He was kind of cocky.
Real hero of all of it, not being Hayato, but Hayato's true stand, Ambulanza. That's all for the speculation and theorizing, though.
Imagine that watching stand, though.
If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys want me to do theories and all.
So you just gonna fuck up my head 8 minutes? Let me see what
there's more things I want to think about. But, I mean, I definitely have a bunch of stuff written out because there's a bunch of plot holes.
Is that the end?
Exactly plot holes in specific like it. So subscribe for more content.
Yeah, I think that's just the end of the video, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is crazy. It's like, you gotta really think about it. Joseph, everybody that the timeline, that's ain't the original Jotaro that we see. Bro. That wouldn't even be the original Giorno. I mean, it kind of don't matter at the end since the universe gets reset to. I don't know. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments. I got a question for you. Who clutched more? Hayato or what's bro's name from part 6, bro? Little kid with the baseball fit. I forgot his name. I forgot. Who clutched more, bro? You know what I'm saying? Leave it down in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Dreams will probably out. I'm gonna see y'all.
Gotta hold my ground. Smile left and I lost and found. I don't cheese, I'ma walk and frown. Hey, you up, can you hold me down? Spin it up, cause I know you round. Left phone, what happens now? Been around, look what I got. Back wound and a face on clown. And it's cool. Got a pill for you if you choose to swing that move.